Good morning, my fellow yoga travelers. Mighty glad to be alive today, and I hope that you are too, as we continue to live, laugh, love, learn, linger, live the life we love. It's Tuesday, so it's song day. They're gonna put me in the movies. They're gonna make a big star out of me. Make a film about a man that's sad and lonely, and all I gotta do is act naturally. Well, I bet you I'm gonna be a big star. Might win an Oscar, you can never tell. The movie's gonna make me a big star, 'cause I can play the part so well. Well, I hope you come and see me in the movies. Then I know you would plainly see the biggest fool that ever hit the big time. And all I gotta do is act naturally. Of course, I first heard that through Buck Owens and the Buckaroons before Ringo, one of the few songs that he sang in the Beatles. So just wanted to honor that. All right, so this week we're working on my Joseph Campbell themes. And he was the man that, for me, certainly opened up the whole field of mythology. And you have to remember, mythology is totally false on the outside, but totally true on the inside. It's always talking about something that never was, but always is. How do you deal with this paradox? Well, the first thing is, of course, we have to go beyond the conflict that our mind presents to us. And the loyalty to life is really being loyalty to your own life. And so myth suggests that you find the dynamic center, the dynamic trajectory of your own life. Because if you don't find that, then what you have is what was put upon you by society. Yeah. So what you have to remember is everyone's wandering in the wasteland without any sense of where the water or the source is that's going to make you green and verdant. So myths have to hit you in the heart. It has to be a revelation of the dimension of your own spiritual potential. So if you do that, you'll find out that the primary mask, which was conditioned socially when you were young and you had no choice, you get to the teenage years and you put on the antithetical mask. You want to rebel. You don't want to do that. But what you have to do is spend enough time in your own imaginative world, what I call the romance with your imagination, because it's all about changing your consciousness. All the stories intend one goal, and that goal is to experience the depth of your connection with the great mystery and say yes to it. You know, in the Indian tradition, they give you ample room to worship spirit with form, saguna, or not have any form, nirguna. Take away the images, enter into the emptiness. Just like they said in early Upanishads, Kina Upanishads. There's a part of your consciousness like two birds, two good friends sitting on a tree limb. One acts and one watches. So that's the part of us that engages in the world, and another part that's just witnessing everything. I personally like the trickster ideal because the trickster breaks into and trips up the rational system that you've been working with your whole life. It opens you up to possibilities that you haven't dealt with before. In fact, it doesn't respect the values that's been set up, it smashes them. And that's where you get the breakthrough of the absolute into the field of consciousness, breaking up the control of social order. That's why the court jester, the harlequin, the fool, they wander carelessly and fearlessly because they defy any restraint to their natural freedom. As Meister Eckhart said, the ultimate leave taking is leaving God for God. That means leaving the image that you had when you grew up, that your culture gave you. Nietzsche called it in the late 1800s, God is dead. We can't believe anymore. with a rational mind, empirical science, the onward movement of the evolution of the species, to go back and continue to have our own religious search engine be run by things that happened 4 or 5 thousand years ago. Very, very different mindset, very different understanding what reality is. To open our eyes to what's really here and to see through into the picture, behind the picture, within the picture. Or as Jesus said when the disciples asked him, when will the kingdom come? And he says, it will not come with expectation. It's already spread before the sons and daughters of humankind, and people see it not. So our game is to really open our eyes and keep practicing. The results are not fast. There's no instant realization, no instant zap, no hocus pocus, no Mick yoga. You got to put in your time. And if you do, something will definitely happen. Or as my teacher says, water the root and the fruit is sure to come. Hope you all find your way. Tomorrow is our next good vibrations class on yoga and spiritual resurrection. You still can sign up on my website, gabrielhalpern.com. If you can't come tomorrow, we can always send you the recording. So sign up if you like, and give me some feedback about what I'm doing, how you like it, what you don't like about it. Always love to speak to people. Have a great day. And if you're in the part of the country where the weather is shining beautifully, enjoy it.